like the stream should be coming up any minute, maybe. We'll see. Let's make sure my mic levels are right. Randomly they'll get switched for some reason. See what the stream looks like. Looks like it's moving pretty good. I am officially talking to myself right now. Of course, in videos, I guess I'm always talking to myself, so woohoo to me. I'm just gonna kind of give this while I'm waiting on some people to join the stream. I'm just gonna farm up some keys because I am running low. Don't mind the inventory. This is PTR, and not like my other inventory is that great, but and I've been trying to use Rend. Welcome, somebody just joined. So for now, while I'm waiting for the stream to kind of pick up, I'm just going to farm a couple keys really fast. PTR has been up and down all day. I haven't really been able to get on. I was really wanting to do this stream earlier. And as long as there's no major issues, we'll just do it now. And I'm kind of alt-tabbing out sometimes to check the stream, make sure it's going alright. For those of you just joining, just farming up a couple of Greater Rift keys right now because I don't have any, and I'm going to want to test some stuff and this and that, and we'll have a big old discussion. Everybody can ask questions and give opinions on the barb changes. Mainly just a barb discussion video, but anything that pertains to the new patch is fair game. I don't mind talking about other classes. I like them all. But there's a bunch of different things, a bunch of builds coming back that you guys keep telling me to try, and so while we're here, I thought I could try some of those and try anything you guys want me to try here live and see how it works. I know the door was back there, but this is a pretty good, seems like a pretty good stage. We are on the test server, obviously. That's how we're going to try the new stuff. And yesterday I planned on doing this. I planned on doing it today, but I was going to make a reminder and set it to show everybody that I was going to be live streaming. But then, like I said, the test server had been acting funny all day, and it was even kind of acting up last night, so kind of thought, well, I don't know. Got work, got presentations? Oh, good. Good, good. I'm glad it's working. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some lag, just because, again, the test server's been acting up. Ping's a little high. A little higher than it normally is. Normally, if everything is going completely fine, my ping to the Diablo servers is in the 80s. We are going to pick up these resources. For those of you just joining, I am just farming up a few keys to kind of get this started while people join. feel free to discuss and ask questions pertaining to the Barb or anything related to 2.6.1. And I'll try builds out if you guys want. I'll answer any questions that I may be able to answer. And you might find I repeat myself quite a bit here in the beginning. That's because people are joining like every minute or so, and so I don't want them to join and think nothing's going on. No, we're just kind of getting started. I'm going to run a few more rifts really quick, because we blow through them pretty good, and if we keep getting good good levels like this, I can tank a couple of those on T13, but not like 8 of them or however many was there. Ah, this is nice. Of course, many of you guys may know I don't unfortunately have 2 monitors, so to look at the chat I will have to alt-tab out from time to time. It's fine in regular rifts. In greater rifts, I guess I can pause the game. But I normally just do the rift and then look and see what's been going on later. So just running, getting some keys for now, and then I thought we'd compare. Right now I have the Rend version of this build up. I did a video on that, and we'll run a few with Rend and maybe some without Rend and kind of compare. I know some out there had some questions, and yeah, and I'll try any other builds you guys want me to try too. I'll reload up the HOTA build, or you know, whatever. 2.6.1 are changes for support Barb? Not that I'm really aware of. Are you talking about the ZDPS Barb? They have started to implement some toughness changes into some of the Barbarian stuff. I'm not really aware of any of the... I never really played the support Barb, but I'm not really aware of any changes pertaining to that. Same with the Legacy of Nightmares builds. So far, I don't think there's been really any changes pertaining to any of those builds either. Somebody on the forums was asking if we could get the Legacy of Nightmares rings to work with only legendaries and not having to have ancients, which would be kind of nice. But at the same time, it's kind of nice to have most of these builds. Most of these builds, like, you know, the regular builds, Whirlwind build, Charge build, all that stuff, you can gear for fairly easily. It does take time and farming, but you can gear for them. The Legacy and Nightmare builds are really hard to build for, or gear for, but it does kind of give you some in-game stuff to work towards. It took me quite a long time to get the gear for my Legacy and Nightmares build on my Barb, and I'm actually still missing 2 ancient pieces. My Witch Doctor Legacy of Nightmares build is all ancient pieces, but they're not all rolled really great. I'm thinking about starting a Barb or Crusader, I guess. Both seem to work pretty well. I have a Crusader. He's level 70. I have a Hammered in build, but it's not complete. I wanted to do a video on it, and I started really focusing on Necromancer when he came out, and didn't focus on my my Crusader and my Wizard like I was. We'll do another run and get some more keys real quick while people are still joining in. Personally, I like the Barbarian better, but I do like the Crusader too. I can't speak to all the in-game builds on the Crusader. Like I said, I don't really have them. I do have a Hammered in build, which is a lot of fun, but that actually got reworked and I haven't really had a chance to take a look at it. I'm not sure to the extent of the changes. I mean, I've read the patch notes, but I don't really know how it affects the build itself. So if you're just asking me my opinion, I would go after Barbarian. But that is just one man's opinion. Someone else will tell you Crusader. It's totally up to you. I guess an easier way to decide maybe is go around and watch a bunch of Barbarian videos and watch a bunch of Crusader videos on the different builds and see which ones look more fun to you. If you were looking for straight up power before 2.6.1, I would have said Crusader's probably stronger, but as of right now, Barbarian's got a lot of love in this patch so far. So, I mean, I've had people say they haven't gone far enough in certain instances. I've kind of been of that mind that sometimes. I don't know. We'll see how things go, but Barbarian's definitely got a lot of buffs. So if you've held out on a Barbarian for a while, then I would definitely go for a Barbarian. And I'm not picking up any of the stuff because I don't really need it. And it's the PTR. I do really need materials, though, to re-roll things when I'm trying to do builds, so I am picking up some materials. I don't really need Death's Breath or anything like that. Again, just kind of farming a couple of keys while we're waiting for a few more people to join, and yeah, feel free to ask whatever questions or discuss whatever in the chat, Barb related or 2.6.1 related in general. Any class questions is fine. Give your opinions on things. Whoa, a little bit of lag there. And the PTR's been acting up all day. I haven't even been able to get on. I wanted to do this stream earlier, and it was down, wouldn't let me in. Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin, it wouldn't. But I finally got in. And then watch, I'll probably get kicked off or something right before we actually get to anything. Pick up these supplies, get rid of this guy, and we're pegged out on our blood shards. Doesn't really matter. HOTA Sage, what is that exactly? Is that the HOTA build, or is that some kind of off HOTA build? I did a video on the HOTA build a few days ago, and it's a build I'd never played before, and it was kind of a lot of fun. I don't know if the HOTA Sage build is a different version of that. I can equip my HOTA build though and do a quick run with that. Yeah, let's get. We'll just max that out there. I almost always forget to change my Paragon points. Testing Cruz at the moment. You say Cruz, C-R-U-Z, and I think you're talking about Ted Cruz or something. Any guesses when 2.6.1 starts? You mean goes live? Probably at the end of the season, more than likely. There'll probably be, the season will probably end, and it might be within a day or two, maybe a week, and then there will probably be a 3-week or a month period where the patch is live before the new season starts. So this season just started. I guess it's been almost a month now, hasn't it? So I don't know. Probably still a month or so, I would imagine. But I don't honestly have any idea. Let's actually switch these around. That was a good tip by somebody the other day. I don't remember if I was... which one of these I was using. We'll just go with Veteran's Warning. Yeah, well, you can transfer your stuff to the PTR and join in. It's not a special club. I mean, it is when like when the Necromancer was coming out or whatever, but when it's literally just testing a patch, there's no special invite thing or anything. And since the HOTA video that I did, I actually did switch. You guys had some great tips about using the Slanderer or the Istvan set, and then cubing the Gavel of Judgment. That was a good call, because these things charge up damage, attack speed, and armor, and because they're two-handed, they attack a whole lot faster than the Gavel did. And yeah, you can just pound stuff out. And I think actually when I made that video too, the Gavel of Judgment, the legendary affix on it wasn't working at all. That was in the patch notes, or got added in the patch notes. And so yeah, the build is a lot stronger, because when they fixed it and they reactivated it, they even buffed it even more. I hope I'm going the right way. I really hate being in a rift and going the wrong way and having to backtrack. Normally you go up, so that's probably the right way, but here's at least when it comes to this floor or this kind of rift. So we are going to go back this way. Pick this up. Yeah, I think this is probably the right way. You need to keep Wrath of Berserker up on this build, and I always, or a lot of times, I forget. And what is it? Band of Might got buffed since the last video I did too. Actually, I think I did a video on that. I did actually, and yeah, so it does a lot more damage reduction. Wish I could somehow work Earthquake Cave In to this build where I could pull enemies in and bunch them up, because Hammer of the Ancients is an AoE skill, but it's a very small hit radius. There's normally a pylon there. We'll run a few greater rifts after this and see what we can get into. That's great for clearing that out. If there are any other builds you guys want me to test while we're on here, feel free to shoot them out. Somebody said something the other day about a Immortal King's Whirlwind build, and I did go looking for it, and I did find two different versions, and neither of them worked very well. One had decent damage, but absolutely no toughness at all. And then the other one was the opposite. It had good toughness, but just did absolutely no damage. But I mean, I can load it up on here, and you guys can give me some tips live if you like. Up to you. Are we gonna get back? Woohoo! Alright, we got a few keys. Let me see here. So what do you guys want to see first run through a Greater Rift? Anything you want me to test particularly? You want me to just do this build because we're on it? Or is there something you want me to change on this build? It's basically the same as the video, aside from the weapons, I believe. We've got plenty of these. Let's see if we can get a better set of those bracers. Kind of spread these out so I can see the bracers on the ground better. Alright. There we go. Maybe. Nope. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nope. These. There we go. Alright, let's see if we got any better than 420%. 422, 459, 436, 466. Hey, 482. That's not bad. Except it's cold. Oh man, the stats. The stat rolls kind of suck though. What was this one? That's not bad. The strength is higher. Critical hits a little lower. We'll just go with that. I'll salvage these. Which build do you find best at the moment? I don't know. I'm still partial to the Whirlwind build, I guess. Which one would be strongest? Probably Leapquake, with Whirlwind being just a touch behind. Let's see what the leaderboards are right now. Oops, let's see who the top one is. 107 is Whirlwind with the Estevan set. So, charge. I don't know what Sage is. Did they anything for charge? Do you want me to see? Do you want me to? I would like to try building Immortal King's charge or something like this. How's Raycor? Lost a few items on the floor. Yeah, I know. Are you saying you want me to do a Greater Rift with the charge barb? And which particular charge barb? There's a few of them. Immortal King's charge barb is really good. The 6-piece Raycor 4-piece Immortal Kings is good, but it still kind of lacks toughness. It's better. It's quite a bit better with this, but it still lacks toughness. The one, the charge barb that I've been using was the one that I did the full Raycor build, where I added in a couple of toughness things. But I can. Which charge barb do you want me to try out right now? I haven't tried the Immortal Kings or the. I haven't tried either of the combos since this was changed, but I have tried this one since this was changed, and it's quite a bit tougher. I don't have one of those saved though, so I'll have to. It'll take me a second to get it set up. I've got Whirlwind save, Leapquake, HOTA, and charge. And then I've got a farming, which I could probably just save that with, change that with something else. Alright, well the highest one used to be 6 Ray Cores, 4 Immortal Kings, so give me a second to look that up, because I don't remember the exact stuff. And then I'll try that out and see. That one uses the focus and restraint. I know the inventory's a mess. It's the PTR. Well, not like my inventory's much better on live, but no, I don't need that. Which one of these? Where did my focus and restraint go? They're around here somewhere, maybe. Maybe. So that's the intelligent one. I wish I still had that build saved. It's gonna take me a second. I've got 2 focuses here. Oh, I've got them equipped. I feel stupid. I've got them equipped. What an idiot. Alright, let's just put that on. Let's do the helmet and the belt. Where's the belt? Alright, let's plop that in there. Plop that in there. Let me see. For the cube, I need the Ring of Royal Grandeur. Oh, yeah, that's right. Darn. If I do this, I get rid of this. And, see, that was the main problem with this build, was the toughness. And this didn't do a whole lot. So you guys think I should swap out if I want to keep Band of Might? I can wear a Ring of Royal Grandeur and then maybe wear a Convention of Elements? Or do you want me to just try the build as is? You know, no toughness improvements. And then, which one? Not Hammer the Ancients. Here we go. And skills, let's see here. Relentless. I think I was fine with this for the toughness skills. We're not using Ancient Spear. Bloodshed. What do we have here? Oh, we need to call the Ancients. That's right. Call the Ancients together as one. And then we'll do Warcry. Alright, well, I'll just try the old. This is the old version, basically, of this build. The only thing... So if I wear a Ring of Royal Grandeur, or if I get rid of Focus and Restraint and wear a Convention of Elements, I'll lose 100% damage all the time, but I'll gain 200% damage for 4 seconds. So it's still like losing 100% damage for half the time. But we'll try that out. So I can wait. Let's all right. Let's wear Band of Might. Let's take Focus and Restraint off. Put Convention of Elements on, and Ring of Royal Grandeur. There we go. we'll try that. So this is the traditional build minus the focus and restraint. We'll be missing quite a bit of toughness, or quite a bit of damage. That focus and restraint does quite a bit of damage. But we will try it. That way we can work in the new Band of Might. Ancient Parthian Defenders are still nice. I don't know if there's anything we'd like to have over that. Nothing that we need. It is a physical build. Yeah, there's nothing that we... I mean, we could work that in there, but Furious Charge isn't really going to be doing our main damage. Seismic Slam is. Alright, well, let's start with a... real quick, I should probably just run a real quick Nephalem Rift to get me used to the build, because otherwise I'm not going to play good at all. We got the Ring of Royal Grandeur on, got our 2 and 4 piece. I guess I should have checked before I entered the Rift. The only thing that you really miss when you run the new version of this that I was running to get the toughness is you miss out on the cooldown reduction for Furious Charge. Or I mean for Wrath of the Berserker. Well, darn, we went the wrong way again. Who would have thought it would have been up here? Good thing you don't stun yourself when you hit the wall like the Butcher does. Wow, even for a regular Rift, this has been pretty garbage. And yeah, we've got our Fury. So I can run this version, and then I can just do the version that I kind of came up with. Whoa, there was some lag. And show you guys the difference. See what you think. I mean, I did make a video on them, but it's for demonstration purposes. Alright, I wish I could leave the Rift now. Probably should have just YOLO'd it. I could leave the Rift and get back in, but then I probably couldn't get back in the way the server's been all day. And actually I forgot to switch my amulet. So yeah, I guess it's kind of a good thing I didn't enter a... Is there any chance that you can use the charge itself as main damage? Yeah, that is the Immortal Kings version, where it's Immortal Kings 6-piece and Raycore 4-piece. That's actually my favorite version of the build. It's it does a really good amount of damage. You can probably push, like, with the new patch, you could probably push like mid 80s with it. I'm not completely done testing it yet, but man, it blows through T13. It's so much fun. I can load that one up after this if you want. We're out of charge stacks. Huh. Hang on really fast. Let me respond to a text message. And then my little dog is starting to bark in the other room. I really hate these mobs that run around and stay away from you. I mean, on T13 it's not a problem, but in higher grade rifts I end up skipping them anymore. Alright, we got the Rift Guardian coming. And now he's gone. Let's pick up these materials. I didn't really want that. Alright. Well, nobody else said anything about a build, so I'll switch to the actual charge barb. So the basic changes, I actually don't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. I might have to go to my own video. Oh, here we go. Just change the gloves out and change the pants out. And I've still got a couple gems here. Move that there and there. There we go. So now we've got the 4-piece bonus of Raycor, 6-piece bonus of Immortal Kings. There are other things to change, though. I actually put on Ancient Parthan Defenders. Let's put on our Hellfire Amulet with the Superstition passive. So we don't really need the Boon of Bolcathos. Same gems. And then the skills, we're still going to use Seismic Slam, Rumble to dump all of our Fury, because you still have to dump your Fury, because you're still wanting to reset Wrath of the Berserker. Let's move Battle Rage, Bloodshed to here. You're going to want Sprint, Marathon, and I'm going to do the numlock trick with that. And I think that's everything. The cube, still use Ring of Royal Grandeur. What was it that we used here? Oh yeah, now we use the Vile Ward. Furious Charge deals 35% increased damage for every enemy hit. And then for the weapon, we use the Standoff, which was also recently buffed. Furious Charge deals increased damage equal to 500% of your bonus movement speed. And we are still using Band of Might, because we swapped out the ancient focus and restraint. There's the restraint, there's the focus. Let's do this. For a convention of elements, which is good damage, but of course it's not as good as focus and restraint. But we also need to use the Ring of Royal Grandeur, and we're wanting to work Band of Might in, so that's kind of how I figured to swap it around. What do you think about the Whirlwind Barb pushing greater rifts? You really are new to my channel. Whirlwind Barb is what I main, and my highest right now on the new patch is not 90, it's 96. The leaderboard's got reset. Yeah, my highest is 96 in 10 minutes and 42 seconds. So yeah, Whirlwind Barb is great. I think that's everything. Hold on, I'm looking to make sure the skills and everything are right. I don't remember all these builds right off the top of my head, so I think everything is right. Paragon is still the same. Yeah, so I'm going to do the numlock trick with this. I guess I go ahead and explain that. Options, key bindings, and then scroll down, and action bar skill 2, which is where I have that, I've set as numpad 1. So right now my numlock is on, so to get that to cast, I'll hit the number 1 button, hold it down on the numpad of course, and then turn off numlock, and now it's constantly trying to cast it. You can see it's still saying not enough fury. So whenever I do get enough fury, it'll keep casting it on its own, so I don't have to yeah, worry about keep casting it. Nice. Would you show me later? Sure. I'll go ahead and run a let's just do an 80 with the charge barb here, and because I know it can do an 80, and then yeah, we'll see where we're at. So I'll go ahead and get that and start charging, get everything popped, and then yeah, you just keep charging. One thing about the numlock trick is it doesn't generally work when you're constantly casting, so it'll recast itself whenever you dump your fury. Seismic Slam is still doing okay damage, it's just not your main source of damage. Now granted, this build will do a decent amount more damage, quite a bit more damage if you use focus and restraint, but we're wanting to work in our charge or our Band of Might so we can see what the new damage is like, or the new damage reduction rather. So you don't really have to dump your fury, I guess, unless you're wanting to reset Wrath of the Berserker, of course, and get your sprint to recast on its own. Yeah, so with this build all you do is charge around and hit things with your charge. So what do you guys think about all the Barbarian changes so far? Do you think it's enough? Do you think they need to do more? Do you think they've gone too far? The only thing about this build is charge only refunds a charge if you hit one enemy, and Merciless Assault only works if you hit 3 or more enemies. So if you get 2 enemies, you can't keep charging on them, and so it'll sometimes slow you down. I feel like I forgot to change something on this build. Works really good in big groups. High density. And darn, we were just hitting 2, so we ran out of fury stacks. Or, charge stacks, rather. If you're just hitting 1, it's okay. As per the set bonus, it will reset. You'll refund a charge. I think I did an 85 with this build on my video that I did of it, and I think an 86 or 7 is as high as I've gotten with this build. I'm not entirely sure. Oh no! I ran out of charges. It's one of the main downfalls of this build is you tend to run out of charges whenever you're on an elite pack or something, and it gets down to where you almost have them dead, and then there's only 2 enemies around. Now some people might play this build all the time and be a lot better at managing their stacks. I just kind of hold the key down and YOLO. And you don't have to stay right here like I'm doing until you kill me. You can move on and kind of drag enemies around and come back. And no elite packs. You need to keep your Wrath of Berserker up to really keep your damage up, the damage bonus from your 6-piece set. This is definitely the weaker version of the 2 charge barbs, but it's not weak by any means. It's a great speed build. Oh, that wasn't a very good floor. This looks promising. Make sure you're charging when your physical roll comes up if you're using Convention of Elements. Make sure you're not dilly-dallying around, because that's when your big damage boost is going to come. Oops. And then that damage also scales with your Battle Rage Bloodshed. Where did the yellow go? There he is. Missed almost our whole physical roll on him. So our toughness with this version is still only 346 million. Alright, that's going to help. Would help if our Wrath of Berserker was up as well. Remember, speed is a great thing on this build because of the standoff in the cube. And again, for those of you that don't know, I don't have a second monitor, so I have to check the chat whenever whenever I'm done with the run. And we'll finish him off now once we get our physical roll. There we go, and we're almost to the Rift Guardian. We went around the wrong way there. This'll all get us there. Let's go ahead and get our reset on our Wrath of Berserker. There we go. Unfortunately, our physical roll just passed. What do we got? We don't even have 1,000,000 life either, unfortunately. But we do have the benefit of all runes, so we can stun the Rift Guardian from time to time. Whoa. Of course, that had to happen right on our physical roll. This build does do quite a bit more damage if you have the focus and restraint. It's half of, you know, of when we have the physical roll up, which is still a lot more. You can see the big chunks we take out whenever we get on the physical roll. Now, this isn't the actual version of the build. Like I said, focus and restraint is what's normally used. I just wanted to work in the new Band of Might to see what the toughness was like. The toughness changes. And now we ought to be able to finish her off. There we go. So not bad, but definitely a lot less damage with working in the darn it. Yeah, with working in the Band of Might. I can do the other version if you want. That's not going to upgrade any. Any estimate on when this will go live? Probably at the end of the season, whenever that may be. I don't know much about the buffs yet. Oh yeah, that's why we're on the PTR. Because on the live server, all this stuff is a lot weaker. Class, do you think gets the better Rift set next season? Maybe you can use your smartphone to follow the chat. Good call. I could. But on that same note, well, I guess I could use my data if I had enough of it. Yeah, I don't know. Let me load it up and see. I don't really have anywhere to set my phone though. I guess right in front of my face. Alright, so let's see how much damage it does. We will go to... Real quick, we'll do that, and then we'll go to a focus and restraint. These were the right ones, right? Yeah. And we'll see the damage difference real quick. And then I will do the Whirlwind build, show you what's going on there. Alright, so let's see. Still with just an 80. And I forgot to do the numlock trick real fast. There we go. So the trick with the focus and restraint is you do have to constantly cast your... to keep your full damage bonus up, you do need to stop and cast your Seismic Slam more often. Yeah, but our yeah, you can see we already got saved by our passive. We did switch out to our superstition deal, didn't we? Pretty decent amount more damage. Of course, that's the wrong way. And of course, that's the wrong way. What do we need to do? Go south? South for the winter. Oh boy, we're gonna have to get out of here. Unfortunately, once I start a Greater Rift, I can't leave it because I don't know that I'll get back in to the public test realm. We're not going to forget about that guy. We just kind of came down here to get a breath. And of course, he's bringing his arcane beams with him. Ah, we ran out of charges. Come on, that only hit one. What's going on? Wow, we totally went the wrong way. Which way does this game want me to go? Alright, let's finish this guy off. So, I guess up and over to that way. Jeez. Let's get our Wrath of Berserker reset. Oh, of course they're shielding. Perfect Oculus ring, though. And we got saved by our passive. And now we're dead. Let's YOLO it and see. It's the reason you don't use the full set combo of what? Oh, come on, let me in, let me in. I knew it. I knew it. Well, we'll give it a minute. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. The full set combo. Which full set combo? The full Raycore set? Or the full the full Immortal Kings set. The real question is, which is faster? Oh, there we go. We're in. Good. Full Raycor set. Yeah, I actually have a charge build that I kind of did right here of the full Raycor set. And I was just doing, most people use the combo. They either use the 6-piece bonus Raycor, 4-piece Immortal Kings, or the other way around. But my problem with that was there was no toughness because it used focus and restraint. And so I actually did a video, if you want to watch the full thing, on a full Raycor build where I added in Ignore Pain, and I swapped that out. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I actually like this version of it. The only thing that you're really missing with the full 6-piece Raycor and no Immortal Kings is the 4-piece bonus on this. You reset your Wrath of the Berserker. That's the only thing you miss. So if you're doing the full Raycor set now, you just want to save your Wrath of the Berserker for elite packs, basically. Is all. But the other guy was requesting Whirlwind earlier, so I shall switch it up to that. Now, do you want to see the original Whirlwind that I've been doing here, or do you want me to work Rend into it? Because Rend did get changed. What do you guys think? With Rend or without Rend? Whoops. That's what happens when you open up one of your other videos while you're streaming. with. Everybody's with Rend. Alright. Now, I'm still undecided on which rune to put with Rend. Mutilate is nice because it makes you do 10% more damage. Just kind of an overall buff, and then when your cold element rolls around, it itself does more damage. Bloodbath is nice because it's physical and your main build is physical. So it's just even more damage when you're on your physical roll, and then it also spreads more when the enemies die, so it keeps you from having to cast Rend so often. So now that you said with Rend, which rune would you like to see? Mutilate, the cold rune, or Bloodbath, the physical rune? I use Mutilate most of the time. Alright, well, we'll just go with Mutilate. And then have to get rid of Threatening Shout, unfortunately, which I really like. But we do need Warcry for the toughness. And then there is the skills of pretty much what I use on my Whirlwind build all the time. And I also use the Bolcathos set mainly. The Istvan set does have the potential to do a little bit more damage, but you can run into Fury issues. And they used to use these, and then they would use Whirlwind Wind Shear, and then instead of Blood Funnel healing, they would swap out Battle Rage to Swords to Plowshares. But the new Bloodshed, I don't think you can get rid of it. It doesn't mean you can't still run the Istvan set, it's just going to be harder managing Fury. Alright, we'll just do a 90 right now? Or what Greater Rift level do you guys want to see? I'm fairly certain I can do any of these. 97 is what I'm actually on. I don't know if I'd be successful doing it though right here. So pick a Greater Rift level and we shall attempt it. And the only problem with following the stream on my phone is... My screen keeps shutting off. Just a 95. Probably can do a 95. Well, I don't know, because 96 was the last one that I did, so we shall see. And actually, all the highest ones that I've pushed so far, and I've been going back and forth on this, have been without Rend. Interesting enough. I still think Rend itself kind of needs to be reworked. It's nice that they added the slight buff to Rend. Or did they? No, I don't think they actually buffed Rend at all. They just buffed the 6-piece bonus. But they added the 4-piece set. But still, even at 500% more, and then the triple damage after that, it's still, Rend itself doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Have you tried using the 2-piece Immortal set for the Ancients and the Waste set? No, I haven't. What would be the point of that? And where would I put it? If you're talking about the Immortal Kings Whirlwind set, I have tried that. I kind of fiddled around with it, and I ran into two problems. One was either I could get the build to do decent damage, but I had no toughness at all, and then the other way around, I had decent toughness and no damage at all. Can use the 50% damage transfer rune. Oh, yeah. You could do that, but you don't really need it. You're pretty tough. I haven't really had too many toughness issues all the way up to 97 so far. I mean, there are times when you can get one-shotted. I mean, almost any class, once you get up this high, there's times when you can get one-shotted, but generally, toughness is pretty good when Wrath Berserker's up, Warcry's up, and Ignore Pain's up. I'm pretty close, and I have all my Rampage stacks. I'm pretty close to 600 million, so not bad. Alright, 95 it is. Here we go. And just kind of rend everything. Love the beams. I didn't go over what was in the cube, but it's kind of the standard stuff that I do with this build. I'm not able to stack Rend twice, so I don't generally have to Rend things more than once every 15 seconds. Let's see if we can't pull this guy up here. He's being super annoying with his shield. And we need some density. There he is. Come on, buddy. Ouch. We're just going to skip this guy. There's no density around him. If he follows us, maybe. Now our Ignore Pain's not up. That's great. Alright, keep following us. Come on. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. If he followed us all the way here, he didn't. Oh, he did. Whoa. Alright. I really hate shielding mobs. It takes so much longer to kill them. Of course, he shields right on our physical roll. I should have skipped this guy. We've got him down to almost half now. I probably should have just fished for a better rift, honestly. This one started out not very good. Our toughness only at 470 something, but we don't have our we don't have any of our strength Rampage stacks, which I wish Rampage would get a slight rework. I wish it worked a little more like... there we go. I wish it worked a little more like kill streak, rather than you have to actually kill enemies. Because on a Rift Guardian it's useless unless that Rift Guardian is spawning lots and lots of mobs. Let's see if we got some more stuff to draw in here. See what our toughness gets up to once we're at full strength stacks. 542. I thought it was a little higher, but I guess not. Go around and rend everything. Our real damage comes when we're on our physical roll. And if we're in an Oculus ring. But unfortunately we don't have a taunt and we're not running Ancient Spear, so we can't drag anything to the Oculus ring. We just got to kind of rely on good placement. We're still not doing too bad. If we get a good shrine in here somewhere, and if floor 2 is good, we'll be okay. There's 2, alright. 3 elite packs, all in one. Let's see if we can't get them all. Get them all rended. We might get a little bit of lag here. I didn't actually need to hit Ignore Pain. We're going to focus on the yellow, because the blues will probably end up coming to us. And the yellow is shielding, I think. I thought I saw shielding, but maybe not. I really missed my taunt. I mean, I could have kept Threatening Shout demoralized. I could have kept the taunt, but we'd really be lacking in toughness, like almost 100 million of it. And now we're going to have to go back to Ignore Pain. I mean, we're healing so much, so the lack of toughness, or the lower toughness, isn't a huge deal. But it just means, I mean, we can sustain through a lot of damage. It just means we can't take... Oh no! Ignore Pain went down. It just means we can't take a huge chunk of damage all at once. Talking and playing at the same time doesn't always work out. Oh, I hate it when packs run from you. I guess this is the only blue left. We got the other 2 packs. What, we've died twice now, I think? Oh, come on, sucked him right out of my Oculus ring. There we go. And it looks like we should have repaired. This looks promising. Indeed. Let's gather up a few more. If we get a good placement on a conduit or a power shrine, we're going to be golden. This floor looks pretty good so far. I am rending every now and then. I don't know if you guys see the whirlwind stop briefly, but I am rending. You can see the little blood dripping over their head, the little blood icon. That means they are rended. And we should maybe kill them. Of course, they spread out right when I get to my physical roll. There we go. Hopefully this is the right way. Pretty good density. There's an elite pack. Nothing this way, I guess. Ah, it's one of those guys. Great. Oh no, all the freezers too. Yeah, they like to go off screen and then you can't reach them. I'm not entirely sure if I'm hitting him right now or not. The really great thing about the Whirlwind build, I think, and why it's my favorite, is because you're basically immune to crowd control. Nothing can ever stop you if you have Wrath of the Berserker and Ignore Pain up. I mean, you can die, but you cannot be crowd controlled in any way, shape, or form. And when I start playing other builds, especially for other classes, and I start getting crowd controlled, I start getting really angry. I wish I could stay on him. Yeah, our toughness, we're not at full stacks. Our toughness and our damage goes up when we are at full stacks. There we go, good placement. Go ahead and hit our potion for a little more toughness. There we go. Now, which way do we need to go, though? Hopefully this is the right way. Of course it's not. That's not dense enough to stay and worry about. Maybe this way. This way. This way. There's another pack. Fire chains. Woohoo! Gotta love fire chains. Not. I was really hoping to find something better. Let's get those other elites right down here. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on up here. I'll fight you. With this build, I don't care if you have fire chains. I'll still kill you. No worries. Yeah, another great thing about the Whirlwind build is because you're not being CC'd and you don't rely on CC, you don't have to skip things like Juggernauts. Like a lot of classes will have to skip certain mobs with a barb, especially a Whirlwind barb. And to an extent, the Leap Quake barb too, you don't have to skip mobs. But there are some mobs that you might want to skip, just that everyone might want to, like shielding, because they just take so much longer to kill because sometimes their shield stays up for 10 seconds or whatever. Oh man, I hate this floor. But we got two elites right here, or we will. Right once I click that. Oh boy, this is a mess. This is a mess. Got all kinds of frozen stuff in here. But we're just tanking it all like a beast. You generally won't die if you remember to keep all of your buffs up. I did say generally. You can still die. I showed that earlier. I died twice. Why couldn't that have been a conduit shrine? Of course, right when we get to our physical roll, the Oculus ring disappeared. Whoops. And there we died. So like I said, you're not immune to dying, obviously. But let's get all our buffs up and wait till our Wrath of Berserker comes up. Those frozen pulses, man, those things really hurt. Like, we haven't done hardly any damage to those guys. Jeez. And there's another one. Well, we're not going to get this rift, unfortunately. I was really hoping for more density. And that's decent density there. We'll bring these guys up here. But this really wasn't the greatest rift. The second floor was pretty good, actually. Come on, dude. Follow me. Trying to pull all this stuff in. If I had Ancient Spear, I'd be able to pull them all. Go ahead and rend them. Rend, 10. Those frozen pulses, man, those things really hurt. You can generally sustain through everything, but sometimes you can't. Frozen everything, electric everything. Where are the arcane beams? Why don't we have those? You know, everybody likes those. Well, we were doing good for a while. If these floors would have been decent, we wouldn't have died a couple times. But this and that, and we died again. Darn. This PTR, yes, this is PTR. Rampage needs changed. Yeah, if it would just last longer. Is there a belt that lets you do 2 stacks of Rend? Yeah, there is, but then you would lose your you either lose your Mantle of Channeling. Whoa. And I actually discussed that in one of my videos. You either lose your Mantle of Channeling or you lose your Ignore Pain belt, and then you can't keep Ignore Pain up all the time. So many casters. We've already failed the rift. I hate these casters, man, so much. They do so much damage. They run from you. They revive things, and then you don't get progression for them. It's just awful. But we're going to go back and kill those golds now. Kill one of them at least, I think. Yeah, that guy's about dead. Oh no, our armor went red. Something went red. That means we're definitely not going to survive. Is there anywhere we can go back at and not get interrupted? Right here, maybe? We just made it. Let's repair. Hey there, MegaGig. Huge fan of your videos. I wanted to ask you, when do you think 2.61 will go live? Probably at the end of the season, more than likely. Yeah, so if you switch out for Lamentation, you lose damage and damage reduction overall for only Rend damage. And then for here you lose the increased Ignore Pain Ignore Pain length, which is what allows you to keep it up all the time. So oh man, those frozen pulses. This is just awful. So much electricity, so much frozen, so much pain. You definitely start to notice your toughness weaknesses as you get really high in greater rifts. This same situation here on the live servers, I'm at an 87, I think, or 88, and I could tank that stuff no problem. But here, 6 or 7 levels later, really having an issue. And with all the other sets getting toughness buffs, and not just Barbarian sets, but other classes as well, I think the Whirlwind buff could use a slight buff just to put it up on the level, kind of on the level of darn it, talking. On the level of the other ones, the Leapquake Barb, for instance, has toughness over 1 billion. It's like 1.3 billion or something now, which is pretty crazy. All right, so let's kill this guy. Quit messing around. We might have to run from it a little bit here and there. I know this is all the right build because I didn't have to. All I had to do was swap it out in the armory. Damage-wise, this build is pretty close. Pretty close to where it should be. There's a couple of changes I think that could be made either to Whirlwind itself or Rend if they. Ow! Oh, come on! If they really want you to use Rend. Jeez, what is going on here? Ah! Don't come after me! Well, poo! I didn't even have this much trouble when I did a 97. Oh, don't! So much fail. No, stop shooting those at me. I need to stay away from those. I need to try and look at when he's going to shoot those. Because, yeah. No! I guess I'm not going to be able to kill this guy, guys. Ow, stop. Alright, well, we're obviously not going to get by that guy. Total fail. Total fail. Wow. I don't know what the deal is, or what the deal was. Can we even get back in the game now? I keep forgetting about that. Oh, another queue. We'll give it a minute and see if we can get back in. Probably going to call the stream done here before too long. I am getting kind of hungry. I want to go eat some dinner. I've got some leftover pizza in there. Anything else you guys want to see before we cut it off? Any particular build? Or, I don't know, whatever. If I get back in the game, that is. You know that 2-piece Immortal set bonus probably would have been alright there to have that toughness. I don't know what the deal was. I've fought that guy in higher greater rifts and never had an issue with him. I don't know, the build is right. I don't know. It would be really nice for them to work rework this. If they don't extend it, or I mean, if they don't make it to where it resets every time you hit something, then they should extend the time all the way to probably 30 seconds. Because there's other buffs in the game for other classes that are kind of similar, and they last for quite a long time. I guess they're not passives though; they are just a buff. So what else do you guys want to see? Anything in particular? Builds that I have directly that I can just swap to are Leapquake and the HOTA, and then the Charge Barb with the full Ray Core set. Not saying I can't do other builds, just those are the ones I can swap to really quick. At least we got rid of all that mess that was on the ground earlier. Nobody? Nothing particular you want to see? Well, I haven't done the Leapquake build yet in this video, so I can do a Leapquake if you guys want, and show you that that toughness that I was talking about. Now your actual toughness goes a lot higher, but you don't quite have the sustain of the Whirlwind Barb, because you're not constantly hitting. I've been told before that your Earthquake does count life on hit, but I don't think it does. It doesn't seem to, right? I don't notice it anyways. Leapquake, alright. Leapquake it is. I think a 90 is as high as I've gone with this, because it's not all ancient, and there's a lot of ancients, but there's no augments. Superstition passive, don't need that, or don't need Bocathos, because I'm not running the Wrath of the Berserker. I've got Earn the Might, Animosity, Rampage, and Ruthless. Barbs are underappreciated. Yeah, but they're getting the buffs. They're getting there. We'll see how they do this season. The highest Barb right now is 107. The highest Crusader is 112. Wow. Highest Demon Hunters only 105. Highest Monks 108. Highest Necro is only 106. I guess people haven't played around too much since they reset the boards. 110 on Witch Doctor and Wizard 110. So as of right now, Barbs are kind of, I feel like more people play the other classes though. What build do you plan on playing next patch? Gonna do Sun Wukong Monk. Yeah, I like the Sun Wukong Monk. I've got another Monk video coming out. I was gonna do it today, but the server's been down. So maybe tomorrow. I'll probably stick with Whirlwind build. I just really like it. But Leapquake is good too. Let's make sure we've got the right Paragon points. Yeah, we do. Oh, that's what it was. I didn't switch my Paragon points for my Whirlwind build, so I was lacking in a little bit of vitality. Because you don't need max fury on Whirlwind, so I usually pump some points into vitality. So let's just do this. We don't need movement speed, so let's do 200 vitality. I thought there was something off with that Whirlwind build. I thought there was. And yeah, all this is fine. And in the earlier version of this patch, this, was it this? Yeah, this actually wasn't working at all. So they fixed, I think it was this one. Or was it? No, that's not right. That's not what was. It was the Gavel of Judgment that wasn't working. Yeah. So this is working. Alright, let's get into it. We'll just try a 90. Like I said, none of this stuff is augmented. My gear's not all where it should be. We do a Band of Might on, right? Yeah. That extra 20% made quite a difference. We just go ahead and get everything on cooldown. Oh, of course there's an elite right there. So I can establish my rotation. So jump, 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 dump, jump, jump, do that, and dump, and jump, 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 dump, hit those two, hit Earthquake, and do that. So you always have one set of jumps that's on its own, and then one set of jumps where you hit Threatening Shout, and then another set of jumps that's on its own, and then another set of jumps that's on its own, and then you can refresh everything. And I went over the rotation in the video that I did on the Leapquake buffs. So yeah, there's our toughness right now, 1.4 billion. But our damage, our actual damage multiplier itself is pretty low on this build. But because we're using Earthquake and Seismic Slam and all that, it has some crazy multipliers. And we've only got 182 Fury. I thought we had more. I might have changed a weapon and I've forgotten about it. Try and get as much Fury as you can on Leapquake. Because Seismic Slam is a big, giant chunk of your damage, and with the Rumble Rune that we're using, it's doing more damage. Great shielding, of course. It's doing more damage per point of Fury spent. And I love shielding mobs. I love not being able to do damage to them. Probably should have just skipped. I never make the decision to skip early enough. And then it's too late by the time I'm in it. Try and stand in your Oculus ring as often as you can, but you want to make sure you're stacking all your stuff on the opponent, or on the enemy. Oops, and I totally messed that up. I am using Demoralize still, so we're taunting enemies. Power Shrine is nice. Of course, when we run into a Power Shrine, we run into an enemy that likes to spread out. Man, we're just not getting that good of rifts today, guys. This build does kind of rely on keeping enemies bunched up, and when you get enemies that just like to run away from you. Super, super annoying. You can swap out one of your shouts for Wrath of Berserker if you really like. We are not doing very hot. Be nice if we could get some decent density here, get a couple of elite packs going. See if we can't get all these guys together. That's a decent Oculus Ring placement. In this build you can be CC'd, so just be aware of that and be careful. But yeah, our toughness is now 1.5 billion. So it is a tough build. And our rotation got messed up. We got kind of screwed out of our earthquake. You have to keep giving me elite packs that don't bunch up on me. You can see though, with toughness so high, we can almost just stand in one beam and just kind of take it. Just take it like a man. And that CC keeps messing up my casting my earthquake. But we're not doing enough damage. I really need to get this build augmented. I will probably do that once it hits the live server. I'm not worrying about any of that stuff right now because it is the test server. Trying to get as many of these as we can. I was really hoping to find a shrine too. Whoa, now we're taking damage. Yeah, I just screwed up there. Yeah, we've got our toughness back up. Can you imagine if you somehow worked Ignore Pain into this build? You'd probably have toughness over 2 billion. See if we can't find some more mobs to drag in. It'd be really nice if we could get a shrine to spawn somewhere. Now, even though you can be CC'd like knockback with this, you can jump out of traps and things like that. So much stuff going on here. But that's alright. I'm going to get my earthquake back on the right rotation there. And we killed one of them. There went another. And then there was one. Alright, well, we almost caught back up. I get the feeling we're going the wrong way, though. We went all that way trying to find something, and we didn't find anything. Yeah, here's the end of the floor. It might have been more beneficial to come to this floor. I don't know. We'll see. Yep, there's a shrine. Nice. Of course, there's no elite pack to use it on. There's one. That'll help us get rid of this guy pretty quick. You still do a ton of damage with this build, but you can see our actual damage multiplier is only 1.5 million, which is considerably low compared to even just compared to our Whirlwind build. Now, like I said, there are higher multipliers in the items though that are used on this build, so it kind of makes up for it. But there's an elite pack somewhere around here. Is he right here? He must be in here somewhere, because he pulled me back in. I don't see him, though. Yeah, unfortunately we're not going to get this rift. It'll actually be quicker for us to just find some trash. And get that 1%. And of course the Rift Guardian has to spawn really far away from us. Oh boy, this guy. He's pretty much going to end our life. Too bad we ran into all those elite packs that wanted to run from us. And that's exactly what people mean by rift fishing, guys. You either get bad mobs, bad floors, pretty much all of the really high rift runs are done with two things: tons and tons of Paragon levels and rift fishing to find the perfect rift with a good layout where there's mobs on every floor. And, you know, we just jumped right in. We didn't do any rift fishing, so... If I had this build fully augmented and made sure all the stats were re-rolled perfectly, which I may do, or I'll probably do when the season hits, I expect this build to be right there with my Whirlwind build. The build itself probably has potential to go further than the Whirlwind build right now. Maybe. Maybe not. Even without our Rampage stack, so we're still at 1.3 billion toughness. That new Band of Might rework. And it hasn't really taken us that long to kill the Rift Guardian. It just took us a while to get to him, so keep that in mind as well. What do you guys think of all the Barbarian reworks, or I guess just any of them? What's your favorite one so far? Do you guys have a favorite build? Yeah, we didn't get that. HOTA bar was always my favorite. Yeah, since they buffed it even more, I'm betting the HOTA bar makes a big comeback. Like Whirlwind, but going to continue using Leapquake. Understandable. Have you tried HOTA on 2.6.1 yet? Yes, I have. And yeah, it's a lot stronger. Especially since this was buffed twice, but the first buff it wasn't actually active, so it wasn't even working apparently. But now it's all the way up to 800%. Yeah, I have HOTA build right here. And it's apparently missing the wrists. Oh, yeah, because I got new wrists, didn't I? Out of the... Yeah, there's the new wrists. Let's save that. I'll go ahead and run a quick rift with the HOTA build. And then I think I'm going to call it a good stream. It's almost 2 hours. Wow. Been a Whirlwind guy since before. I'm really looking forward to HOTA in Season 12 with the free Immortal Kings. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what rift level this is going to be on. I haven't really tried pushing. I'm trying to wonder if I really need esoteric or not. What do you guys think? Should I keep esoteric for this run? Should I switch to pain enhancer or something else? I'm gonna try an 85 with it. Actually, let me check something. What did I run in the video when I did the HOTA build? Oh, I ran an 85. And was that before everything was patched? I'm checking my previous video. That was before it was patched. Alright, we'll just do an 85. The difference in this and the one in my video is I've cubed Gavel of Judgment now, and we're not running the Furnace anymore, but instead we're running the Istvan's set. I was playing around with this in the very beginning of the stream. Let me switch these around too. Somebody suggested that a while back, and it was a pretty big help. Let me go ahead and save that so I don't have to keep doing that. And I'm using the Istvan set because they hit a lot faster than the Gavel of Judgment. Your attack speed is a lot faster, and then you also gain attack speed, damage, and armor. And the Gavel of Judgment I had, these actually gave me pretty much the exact same damage stat number as well. So let's just try an 85. We're running Convention of Elements. What do you guys think? Should I keep the Esoteric or should I switch out to Pain Enhancer? Because they buffed this since the video that I did with the HOTA Barb. I kind of want to see what the Pain Enhancer does, how much more attack speed it'll give me. Unless you guys say otherwise before I get into the Rift, I'm going to run the Pain Enhancer and see what happens. Hopefully I don't die instantly and everything. That wouldn't be very fun to watch. Or would it? Like that Rift Guardian earlier that we failed so much at. Alright, let's just try an 85 with this and see what happens. Take a quick drink. Yeah, need to get all my stuff up. Whoa. Had to be this guy. There we go. Perfect. What's our oh, our toughness is way up there. We could probably even tank this guy whenever we do our charge. Yeah, I don't think we need Esoteric right now. Pain Enhancer because critical hits will give us more attack speed. Make everything bleed and make our damage go up even more. I was hoping we could stand in our Oculus ring that was right there. There we go. Here comes the fire roll. Yeah. I have heard that this build was pretty popular back in the day. It hasn't really been a thing since I came back to Diablo. So this is kind of my first exposure to it. But it seems like a lot of fun, and it really seems like it would work well in a team environment. Whoa. I was hoping to use our charge to get out of there, and it was on cooldown, then turns out I didn't even need it. Yeah, the Hammer of the Ancients does scale with attack speed. And I almost feel like Istvan's set was made for this build. Yeah, we've... Oh, wow, 1.6 billion. What was all that from? On our toughness. Strength stacks, maybe? Oh, no, that's right. We're using the Endless Walk set, too. You know, with the rework of Band of Might, you might be able to dump Endless Walk set for something... I'm not entirely sure, just right off the top of my head, but it sounds plausible. Yeah, we're tearing through this pretty well. I think if I practiced a little bit with this build, I could probably get it up to a 90 pretty easy with just what I have. I'm gonna mess with this some more and see if I can get rid of the Endless Walk set, because when the Endless Walk set's not active and it's only our Band of Might, we're still at like 900 million toughness. I don't know if you could somehow work focus and restraint into this build. Then I feel like you would lose your convention of elements, though. Which I guess would be okay, because you could opt for another passive. Whoa! That hurt. You could opt for another passive, and then, yeah, maybe another toughness passive or something. Is that enough beams on the ground? Can we have some more? I feel like we could use a little more. Come on, Ancients, generate my fury for me. Ouch, why are we taking so much damage all of a sudden? Oh, there's a shrine there. Alright. Shield shrine. That means we can just sit here and spam. Try and stand in your Oculus ring as much as you can. Especially when you get on your fire roll. Yeah, this build's a lot of fun, guys. It really is. Lots and lots of toughness, too, and lots of sustain now as well. Life per fury spent is really good, because you are spending a lot of fury. Make sure you keep your Wrath the Berserker up, though. And watch your Ancients. Check them every now and then, because they can die. And you do need Ancients. You do need them active for your damage bonus and the toughness bonus. I have no idea if I'm going the right way. I really don't like this stage anymore, if I'm being completely honest. It was nice to look at in the beginning, but it's kind of annoying now. I feel like I always get lost. They did say they reduced the dead ends, but it still doesn't feel like enough. Come on, Oculus Ring. Give me a good one. That's alright, I'll just beat these guys into the ground anyways. That's not bad. I really think they ought to rework blue packs where if there's 5 or 6 of them, you should get at least one more progression orb. At least. It's so annoying killing tons of elites or tons of blues and not getting any progression orbs. We got channeling shrine, nice. So now we can just charge around. I've made quick work of them. And because we're on our fire roll, we'll just go ahead and make quick work of those guys. Hey, what do you guys think? You guys think Istvan's set is perfect for this build, or is there something else you guys like to run, and why? There's another elite. It's about time. Man, I hate those frozen pulses. These things are awful. They do so much damage. Alright, we're at the Rift Guardian. And everything. Still make sure you're using your charge. You want to keep that toughness up as long as you can. Go away, tornado. Nobody wants you here. And again, with this build, you're not going to be CC'd because you're always having Wrath of the Berserker up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to play around more with this build. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Hey, we actually get to upgrade a gem. Alright. Alright. Aw. Spend that. Alright guys, so I think that's gonna do it for the stream discussion and all that stuff. Glad you guys joined me and that you did. This will be archived later on, and you can watch it back later in its entirety. 2 hours and 8 minutes. Holy moly. And poo. I really need a better one of these. It's a pretty good item all the way around, but instead of the life on hit, I'd rather have the vitality, and then the earthquake damage is pretty low. So that's actually kind of holding back my Leapquake build a decent amount, because if I could get that earthquake damage to roll all the way up to 200%, that's pretty significant. That's 49% more than I'm missing. So and then the vitality just give me more HP. So this build's a lot of fun. Yeah, I really like it. You are welcome for the stream. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks everybody that joined me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I am going to go eat some leftover pizza now. So thanks guys for watching. More good stuff to come, and have a good evening. Take care.